There were many situations when I want to paint, but I don't know what to paint. There were occasions when I decide to paint, but I'm not really inspired. In such situations, I go for a couple of approaches, and in this video, I'm going to explain one of the approach that I follow, and based on your feedback, I will take a decision if I have to explain the other processes in subsequent videos. In this approach, I take a small size paper, some of the left out colors in my palette, and just play with them on the paper. Just just drop the colors, just splash the colors, splash some waters, and play with whatever brushworks I want. And I finish the initial layer on the paper just by playing it. Usually, the paper comes out with some shapes, some formations, and then I take a closer look at what is formed on the paper, and usually that gives me some idea how to take it further. So that is the approach that we are going to follow in this video. So let us see how it works today. Remember that we are just experimenting, exploring, and please don't expect beautiful, presentable work as the output. Right now, I am using a small sheet paper and A4 size around 300 GSM, and I have kept the paper at around 30-degree angle so that we can take the benefit of gravity. And now I have taken my palette and I'm taking out some leftover colors. So I have taken some blues, cobalt blue, little bit of orange, and some paints gray. And maybe I'll take some amount of maybe red, crimson red. See, these are not well thought decisions. Okay, these are just some decisions I am making on the fly, very instantly, without much of thinking, and I am just going to play with it on the paper. I am just going to splash it. I'm just going to splash all these colors at different places without proper planning. Okay, and you can see that the colors have just dropped in the paper. Okay, and if you want, you can wet the paper in advance. I have not made the paper wet as of now. Okay, just play with it. That is the idea. Just get some skies, and let some subtle color variations happen in the sky. Splashing some water so that they kind of merge on the paper. These colors. Still not sure what to do. Still that moment of inspiration didn't come. I am expecting that it will happen. So please believe in yourself. Please believe in your gut feeling, what your mind says. Just follow that. Okay. So that is what I am doing now, and please don't have any expectation at this time that you will get a beautiful, presentable work. But based on my experience in the past, though initially I didn't get good results, but later I have seen that many times I'm getting reasonably good results, and many times surprisingly good results. Some of the times, of course, it may not come out as pretty as a presentable work. Okay. So at this point, I'm gradually thinking of giving some shapes and all those things for the clouds. And here I am using little bit of an opaque color, added tiny bit of white into the cloud area, so that I want some more spread to happen, some more sort of a texture to happen. Okay. And here it is some cerulean blue that I have used. It is some sharp blue. Again, no reason why. So even if you just follow it, even if you don't think that it will work. If you got an idea, okay, let me try this color, you just go for it without much of logic. That is what I am doing now, and I don't have anything to lose. Just playing ahead, going ahead with the expectation that at some point I will get some idea. At this point, I am getting some idea of a pathway sort of thing, some foreign stuff and something on the ground, some very vague idea. Okay. Just I thought that let me make it some warm colors, some orange colors here, and I didn't pay too much of attention whether this is going to work or not. I just thought orange is next. Next I will pick up orange colors, and I picked up. Okay. Now As it comes to the foreground, I thought of adding little bit more darker colors. Okay, so see, going forward, we will start with more and more uh, precise ideas, because we sort of got something on the paper. Now we want to develop on top of it. So at some point we will start getting some ideas, and we will have to kind of follow those ideas. That is what I am doing. And still I am not very particular about the color scheme, not very particular about individual elements. Still playing it a bit, but not as random as I did in the beginning. So now it is with a little bit more kind of vague ideas that I am proceeding with. Okay. So I am not very happy with the foreground. So what I decided is I will splash some colors. So I have picked up little bit of opaque colors, little bit of white mixed with water, and I'm just splashing it with a small round brush. I'm just splashing those things so that they kind of will spread out. I'm sure that it will spread out because the paper is wet, and white pigments are little heavy, and it will spread out. I have mixed little bit of orange to the white pigment so that we get some bit of color variations. I'm not precisely defining any element, but I'm slightly, started thinking of what is going to be the outcome. So here I wanted to have some texture, and then I have to decide what is to be next. See, all these textures that we have created with white, they will be spreading out, they will be subsided to a good amount, but you will still find some textures. Okay. Now let me take out some darker color, and I am thinking of maybe a tree somewhere. Maybe this is where we can start with the foliages, and I don't have a very clear definition of the shape of the foliage. I'm just thinking of foliage, maybe one tree here. That is the idea, one big tree here. That is the idea that I'm getting now. At any moment, I can probably do further things, but as of now I'm just thinking that I will add one tree, okay, one big tree, and then I will see how I can make it more interesting. The paper is not 100% dry, it is still damp, so you may find that little bit of softening of the edges will happen. Okay, not sure, still thinking of how the branches should go, how the foliages should go, how to make it little bit interesting. That thoughts started coming into my mind. Now everything that I do is not purely based on instinct or impulse or your gut feeling. So it is your thinking as well, because now we have a lot of things on the paper. We have whatever we do next should be probably justifying what we already have on the paper. So we have to look at what is there on the paper and then accordingly do the next thing. Okay. So here, since in the ground we have a combination of blue and orange, so I thought we will add some orange stuff on the foliages also, because the foliages also are also bluish kind of thing, grayish and bluish kind of thing. So I thought adding little bit of orange here and there will be a good idea. We need now some of the branches. So we have to now think of what should be the branches. See, if you are following this approach in your own way, and if you end up making trees like this, I would suggest you can probably draw the branches and the trunks, etc., with pencil. If the paper is dry, you can draw on top of the wash with a pencil, and then you can add the branches. You can paint the branches. Okay, I am directly doing it because you see, I am just kind of generating inspiration. I am still not 100% inspired, but I am little bit more inspired than I was at the beginning. So I am getting little bit more interest, and I am getting some more ideas of what to do, how to take it further ahead. So at this point we don't have strong light. Okay, it is not a very sunny day sort of an atmosphere that we have, and I don't want to give strong contrast. So I'm spreading it a little bit by splashing some water. Okay, so splashing water will kind of create texture, and you can add little bit more texture by splashing some opaque color. So see, even though I am using opaque color, the quantity that I am using is very less. Okay, so please don't overuse these opaque things. These are just for creating some interesting textures. Okay, I'm not using these white colors to precisely plan the elements or shapes. Okay, I might later use some of these white for some highlights, but as of now, the whites are used just for some textures. I think little bit of a group of foliage at the far end may be helpful. Again, it is just a feeling, and I'm kind of following that feeling. I'm kind of respecting that feeling. So whenever you get some ideas, whenever you go for these kind of approaches, and whenever you get some ideas, try to listen to those ideas and try to follow that. See, if you listen to more and more ideas that is coming from within, so you will find that you will subsequently get more and more ideas generated, and your imaginative skills will improve. So I don't want to uh, turn a deaf ear to all these ideas. So I am just listening to whatever ideas that are coming to me, and of course little bit of evaluation will be good, but don't discard your ideas. Okay, so one big tree and some small trees at the far end. See, I have accidentally touched my brush on the paper and created a vertical line, so I am trying to justify that by adding another tree which I didn't have any thought of making it. Since I have accidentally made a brush marks there which is dark and I cannot ignore it, so I'm just trying to continue with that line and make some another small tree just next to the big tree. Okay, that was a mistake. Right, so I'm not making stronger shadows on the ground because there is no strong light, I feel. So I'm not making very stronger shadows. See, this was an unplanned item. So the foliage of this foliage is somewhat conflicting with the far end foliage, and we are not able to distinguish properly from the background foliages. So I'm making it slightly darker. Okay, so this middle tree, I'm making it slightly darker foliage because I want to somehow separate it from the background foliage. Okay. If this was a well-planned one, I would have made the far end foliages little bit more lighter. But anyway, you are getting some ideas and we are proceeding it. And as of now, uh, I'm kind of getting the kind of idea of how the final result is going to be. So I am thinking of some figures now. Now it is no more random thinkings. I'm just trying to make sense of whatever is already formed. So these things which are all already on the paper should start making sense. Okay, that is what I am doing now. Adding some figures to add little bit of interest. And I'm using some of the some of the stronger colors here. Okay, some red color. So I'll be adding more figures. So I don't want every figure to have red color. They are wearing red shirt. I have made two figures with a red shirt, and I'll be making some more figures with some darker color shirts. Okay, I think this is fair enough, and I think this is fair enough. Okay, so these figures are little critical. I mean, it is little challenging to make. You may have to sort of practice these figures a lot to get good control of it. So if you are not very confident, you can go through a playlist of mine. which is painting suggestive figures. Okay, you can look out for that, and I will also give it in the description below. You can go through that playlist and practice more and more figures. Okay. And to improve your figures, I have also uploaded a series of videos where I am trying to develop various figures, action, etc. using letters in the English alphabet series, and you can check out that also. Okay. Here, I don't know what I am making. I just made a mark. So let me convert that into a small hut or a house or something. Okay, so maybe a small, it is not distinguishable from the background, so I am adding little bit of an opaque color. Okay, so usually I don't do this, but whenever we kind of made a mistake, I made a mistake, so I thought a little bit of fixing will be a good idea. I wouldn't plan it this way. Okay, if I planned a house there with a roof and all, I would have left paper white there and a couple of figures here. Okay, now we have a sufficient number of figures. Some are very nearby, some are far away, and yeah, I think we can just make some marks here and there to treat it as done. I don't want to spoil it too much with a lot of details, and we can finish it. Some thick orange colors for the faces and the arms of these figures, and then we can call it as probably done. So I hope you got the overall approach that I am following it, just starting with some playful splashes of colors, and then looking up, observing what is happening on the paper. We are trying to develop more and more concrete ideas. As we reach towards the end, we will get very clear, very clear, precise ideas, and we will give precise details. So you can follow this idea. Okay, you can start with these random washes, random splashes, and look at what is formed on the paper and try to develop it further. Whenever you don't get any idea, you continue the splashing and continue those random approaches, and at some point you may get some idea. So if you are not getting it, maybe take a couple of minutes break, come back and look at the paper, and you will surely get some ideas. So this way you will get some inspiration, as well as your visualization skills, your imagination skills will improve, because you are kind of exercising your imagination or creative muscles. Okay, right. Some white highlights to some of these places, and just to bring those figures those figures should grab some attention. Just for that I'm adding these white touches. Okay, otherwise using white is not a good idea. Okay, so I hope this video was informative to you. You found some helpful information, you found it informative, and if you found it informative, helpful, please let me know your feedback in the comment box below. If you have any questions or suggestions, queries, please write them into the comment box below. And if you think this can help your artist friends, please share it to your artist groups, your artist friends, so that they also can take benefit of it. And if you have any idea, any kind of suggestions for my future videos, topics, please do let me know. And let me tell in advance that I don't do portrait, I don't do florals, but if it is related to landscapes and streetscapes, I can consider that. Now coming to this work, I think we can treat it as done. It is almost sort of making sense now. I'm reasonably happy with this. So please let me know how you feel about this image. So thank you very much for watching this video, and as I have mentioned, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification so that you get notified whenever I release a new video. I hope to see you soon with another interesting tutorial, and happy painting until then. Bye bye.